the most famous cheese in the English-speaking world, belongs to a tiny village in southern England. At least it used to. Today, cheddar is produced on almost every continent. It can be white, orange, mild, sharp, crumbly, rubbery, cave-aged, or wrapped in plastic. The world kept the name, but almost everything else changed. This is how the world stole cheddar. By the end of this video, you'll know where cheddar really came from, why cheddar is also a verb, how one Somerset family helped spread the method around the world, and why the word on your supermarket block now guarantees almost nothing. You'll also learn how to recognize genuinely great cheddar without relying on color, packaging, or marketing. Because orange doesn't mean stronger. Vintage doesn't always mean exceptional. And a cheese can be made nowhere near cheddar and still legally carry its name. The story begins in Somerset, in southwest England. The village of Cheddar sits beneath the dramatic limestone cliffs of Cheddar Gorge, where cool, naturally humid caves have provided the perfect environment for maturing cheese for centuries. Long before refrigeration, local farmers used these caves to age large, durable cheeses that could survive travel and the challenges of rural life. The earliest origins aren't perfectly documented, but the connection between cheddar cheese, Somerset farms, and Cheddar Gorge stretches back hundreds of years. The village gave the cheese its name, but a place name only remains valuable if someone protects it. Cheddar became famous long before anyone realized how valuable that protection would become. Here's something most people never learn. Cheddar isn't just the name of a cheese. It's also the name of a process. After the milk is cultured, coagulated, and the curds are cut, they're heated and drained. Then the cheesemaker cuts the curds into large slabs, stacking and turning them repeatedly. As the slabs press against each other, more whey escapes, acidity increases, and the texture transforms into the dense, layered structure that defines cheddar. This process is called cheddaring. The curds are then milled, salted, packed into molds, and pressed. Cheddaring created a cheese that wasn't just delicious, it was durable. And once the method could be repeated, it no longer depended on the caves of Somerset. The technique was ready to travel. In the 19th century, a Somerset cheesemaker named Joseph Harding helped transform cheddar from a regional tradition into a repeatable system. He didn't invent cheddar, but he introduced greater hygiene, scientific precision, and careful control over acidity. Harding wrote about his methods, taught other cheesemakers, and helped standardize the process. His family, especially the women working in the dairy, played a vital role in making that system successful. Before long, the Harding method spread across Britain and then to North America, Australia, New Zealand, and beyond. Nobody stole a secret recipe. The method spread because it worked, but every new country making cheddar weakened the connection between the cheese and the village that gave it its name. Factories eventually changed everything. Traditional cylindrical wheels became rectangular blocks that were easier to stack, package, and transport. Cloth wrapping gave way to sealed plastic. Long maturation periods became shorter to satisfy mass production. Since cheddar had become a generic description of the style rather than a protected place name, producers all over the world could legally use it. Today, the same word describes everything from cave-aged Somerset cheddar to mild supermarket blocks, sharp American cheddar, bright orange Canadian cheese, and factory-made slices. They may all use a version of the cheddaring process, but the name alone tells you almost nothing about where the cheese came from or how it was made. The village created the identity. The world turned it into a category. The original tradition, however, never disappeared. The protected name isn't simply cheddar. It's West Country Farmhouse cheddar cheese. To carry that name, the cheese must be produced on farms in Somerset, Dorset, Devon, or Cornwall and follow a strict production specification. It must mature for at least 9 months and develop the firm texture, balanced acidity, and rich, nutty flavor that define authentic farmhouse cheddar. While the classic cloth-bound truckle remains the most traditional expression, The official rules also allow block-shaped cheeses, and in cheddar itself, producers have revived the centuries-old practice of maturing wheels inside Gough's cave, where the naturally cool, humid air continues to shape the cheese just as it has for generations. The name may have traveled around the world, but the original environment that inspired it still exists. So how do you choose a great cheddar? Start with the producer. A respected farmhouse or specialist cheesemaker tells you far more than marketing words like premium or extra mature. Next, check the age. Young cheddar is mild, smooth, and creamy, while mature cheddar develops deeper, savory flavors, a firmer texture, and sometimes those tiny, crunchy crystals that cheese lovers look for. But remember, age alone doesn't guarantee quality. A mediocre cheese doesn't become exceptional simply because it sits on a shelf for longer. Look for meaningful descriptions such as farmhouse, clothbound, cave matured, or even better, the full protected name, West Country Farmhouse Cheddar Cheese. And don't judge a cheddar by its color. White cheddar and orange cheddar can both be outstanding. The orange color usually comes from annatto, a natural coloring, and says nothing about strength, quality, or maturity. Finally, let your cheddar rest at room temperature for 20 to 30 minutes before serving. As it warms, the aroma opens up, the texture softens, and the full complexity of the cheese becomes much easier to appreciate. Cheddar began as a cheese connected to one village, one landscape, and one carefully refined method of cheese making. Over time, that method spread across Britain and then around the world. Factories adapted it, countries embraced it, and the name eventually became a generic category recognized almost everywhere. Today, millions of people eat cheddar without ever realizing that it began in a small village beneath the limestone cliffs of Somerset. Yet the original story is still there. In the stacking and turning of the curd, in the cloth wrapped around a farmhouse wheel, in the cool air of Gough's cave, and in the cheesemakers who continue producing traditional cheddar with patience and respect for its heritage. They remind us that behind one of the world's most common cheeses lies an extraordinary history. The world may have taken the name, but it never erased the original. And perhaps that's the real story of cheddar. Not that it was copied, but that the authentic version still survives for those willing to look beyond the supermarket shelf. Subscribe to CheeseHeavenTV for more stories from behind the cheese counter. Visit CheeseHeavenTV.com. Our updated website is coming soon, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more incredible cheese stories from around the world.